Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Return to Love show. I am your host, Divya Madhur, and we are ready to get into our conversations surrounding love, relationships, and everything else that makes this life a blessing. Our conversations in this episode 1 is surrounding what is the meaning of return to love and why are we talking about returning to love? Well, aren't we already in love? Isn't love already around? A lot of such questions may surface as you hear return to love. Now, taking you to the point of origin of where you originated as a human being when you were a little child. When children come into this world, they are very full of love, free from any kind of biases towards themselves or towards anybody else at all. And if you notice their behavior, you'll find them so full of love, and you'll also find them that they unconditionally believe that their needs would be met. And that's a sign of love when you know your needs are going to be met. What are their primary needs? Their primary needs are food and water, changing, cleaning up, and love and care, right? So they already come with the knowing that their needs will be met without the need for them to not believe in the fact that they will not be met, which is what we adults start to think that any needs that we have, we are not sure if they will be met. And that's when I say there is lack of love. So we start from love. As a child, when we are born into this world, we start with love. And slowly and steadily, with different kind of things coming into our life, different experiences, different people, society's framework in terms of how an individual is, different things that people tell us, we tend to start believing that we are less lovable, and hence our needs are not going to be met, or they don't deserve to be met. And that's where this whole lack of love starts to come into our lives. And this is the process of beginning in love, moving out of love one step at a time, one day at a time, one belief at a time, one experience at a time. And now, with this journey of returning to love, claiming it all back because you are loved and you deserve to be loved. While we may feel we are loved by people, we have people who love us, surrounding us, and are, taking care of us, or are in any one way of shape or format in our lives. At the same time, we also feel that there are aspects of our life, there are parts of our life that feel unloved. There are areas of our life, let's say, something in us, probably education wise, looks wise, conduct wise, character wise, or anything else. Just these are just examples. Again, anything else that may feel like we are not loved. And that is the journey back to love, returning to love. Because when we started from love, a child never believes, a baby, an infant never believes that are in any way unlovable. You see them, you experience them, and I'm talking about infants and toddlers. That's it. After which we start taking on other people's stuff. And when we start taking on what other people are passing on to us, we start to feel less inside of ourselves. So, going back to the point, when you were an infant or a toddler, you loved yourself. You loved every bit of yourself. There was not a single aspect of yourself that you felt you were not good enough to be loved, or you didn't feel unlovable. You would look in mirror and be rejoicing at yourself. And these may be stories you may have heard from your family members, whoever else you've grown up around. So, being a baby or a child, they find love in themselves. And when you see little babies, infants lying on the bed or wherever else, you see how they look at their hands, how they look at their feet, how they just look at themselves, and they're in awe of who they are. They are in complete awe of who they are. Likewise, when they start to walk and they come across themselves in a mirror, they are so in love of who they are. They cannot stop looking at themselves, they cannot stop admiring themselves. So when a child is small, when they are free from outside influences in the sense of negative behavior, they are very, very centered in love. They are deeply centered in love, and that they know that they are fully lovable, they are fully loved, and all their needs deserve to be met. But as we meet people on the journey, as we meet experiences on our journey, as we meet different kinds of viewpoints, opinions, thoughts from other people on our journey, we start to feel and believe that we are less lovable, which is not true, which is just not true. But the point is, we start to accept it as true. Have you seen yourself believing somebody saying a negative thing a million times more than you would believe somebody saying a positive thing about you? And that's how a human mind is programmed to accept what's negative about us and to, just kind of pass the positive about ourselves. However, the children are not like that. They are in awe of themselves, and that awe comes from deep love that they have for themselves and that for creation. Because when you see them looking at their hands and just being in awe of it, they are in awe of creation. They are like, oh my god, what is this? This moves, this looks like this. And whatever meaning they may make out of it, we can't say, right? And so this journey is really claiming all the parts, all the aspects of ourselves that feels unlovable, that feels that we cannot be loved. That maybe because I'm at this certain height, I can't be loved. Or maybe this is my skin color and so I can't be loved. Maybe I come from this kind of, background, which means you could come from a city, from a certain family, certain line of people or a community, and I can't be loved and stuff like that. And it could mean anything, and it could have millions of meanings, because these are meanings that have been given by people, given by society, and they have been situationally given in order to manipulate and control. Whereas something operating from love has no manipulation and no control. It is only operating from love, and all of the individual or all of the being or all of creation is welcome. All of creation is accepted. All of creation is in agreement with. So, all that we are talking about is that our journey of returning to love, is a journey of returning of every aspect, every part of ourselves to come back to love, right? And anywhere you feel unlovable in your life in any way, coming back to that and making it lovable, accepting it, loving it, and allowing others to love you. And we will talk about this in one of our episodes as to how your behavior allows others to behave with you. However, for now, we are talking about returning to love. And that journey starts with you accepting and loving yourself fully and completely. All the parts that you may have so far hated, shamed, or resented or been angry about, any experiences, anything, completely being able to accept all of that. And I don't mean if any negative things have happened with you, you accept them, you accept the learnings from them, because you become a better individual because of certain events that have happened in life. So accepting them and releasing the need to hold on the anger, resentment, frustrations, or any kind of emotions that are not helping you in becoming a better human being, releasing them in order for love to come in. It's like a wall. If you built a wall, and let's say if this was a wall, and how much ever you may try to kind of go past it, you cannot. You'll have to make a hole. You'll have to make a hole to move through this. And that's what we're talking about. If there is so much hardened emotions of negativity in your system, then there is very little possibility that love can come into it. So we are going to create those small, I don't want to call it holes really, but we're going to create those small pathways into your heart of bringing love in, and that's how you return to love. And I am looking forward to sharing with you all the beautiful things that bring in more love into our life and lead a life of fulfillment, of love, of contentment, of authenticity, and of being your own self completely through love. So keep tuned in. I'm going to see you soon. Thank you.